So today I'll be explaining the code I've made for my custom project. So first we declare the variables for the screen size and cell size. This is for the screen, and then we declare the cell size, which will be used to create a grid to make sure the snake and the food stays inside the grid. And then we declare the variable which will be used for the array for the snake's length. Then we declare the enum here. We created a struct which will store the coordinates, and then we declare the array which we need to store the snake's length. Then we initialize the snake length at 1. We initialize the direction upwards. Then we create the food, and then we initialize the score to 1. 0. And this is the first function, which is initialize game. Here we initialize the snake's coordinates, the initial coordinates. We divide it here by the cell's area to make sure the center point at where the snake starts is inside the grid we have created. Similarly, we do the same for the food, but it's random here, and we reset the score. For the next function, draw snake, we'll use a for loop to draw the snake according to its x and y axis and the cell size to make sure it's inside the grid here. And the next function, draw food, is basically just drawing the food using the x and y axis and to make sure it's inside the grid. The next function is update snake. For this, we'll use a for loop, which will essentially just move the body of the snake as it's written here. And this is updating basically giving the snake a speed. So this will tell us where the snake's moving and how much it will move. It's done according to the cell size again to make sure it stays within the grid. And then we'll check for wall collision using a conditional statement, and similarly we'll check for self collision using a loop and another conditional statement. And then we'll check for food collision, so in case the snake actually collides with the food, we'll increase the length of the snake. So the next function is generate food. This will generate the food on the screen. So this is the main function where everything will start. So we begin by opening a window which is named as snake game with the width and height we declared. Then we use the initialize game function, which initializes everything for the game, the snake, the food, and the score. And then we use a while loop while the window is not closed, what it means it's open. We'll process all the events, and then we'll check for the user's input. After checking for the input, we'll update the snake accordingly. We'll change the position, and after that we'll check for wall collision and self collision in case the user messed up and they hit the screen or they hit themselves. So we'll write game over, we'll refresh, and we'll break here. Otherwise, we'll check for food collision, which in case will give them 10 score, and will increase the snake's length. And then we'll generate another food, so to give the user the next goal. Then we'll clear screen to make sure everything's there. Then we'll draw snake again, draw food again, and we'll draw the score. This basically just updates everything after food has been eaten by the user. And yeah, this will just continue inside the while loop until the game is over. So thank you, that's the program. And now to actually run the code. As we can see, it's completely working, and if I crash into a wall, game over. Yep, thank you.